If you're a self-aware neurodivergent, but you're still finding yourself stuck in freeze mode, this is for you. This was filmed in late of 2022 in the middle of my own nervous system spiral and burnout. And even after all the trauma work and even being a transformational coach, I still found myself at that avenue. So I recorded it instead of hiding it. I didn't post it then, but today I'm briefly going to share it. Because you see, healing isn't linear. It doesn't mean you never get triggered and then never spiral again. No, it means you learn how to bring yourself back. So let's go talk about that. Welcome to my channel, This Way to Bliss, where I hike and explore and car camp in my hybrid SUV and heal through nature, one hop, skip, and step at a time. Hi, I'm Candice J. Frazier. This is my story of growing through grief instead of giving up, resetting my nervous system, and breaking my addiction to chaos and confusion. Out here, I found the strength to keep going and the first sparks of balance, bliss, freedom, and fun after the fallout of divorce, loss, betrayal, and abandonment. I have so many adventures to share, so make sure you like, subscribe, and share with your friends. This is going to be a really candid and real-time wounded healer style. I almost didn't share this, and this is what freeze response looks like, even when you're self-aware, even when you're trained, and even when you're a transformational coach yourself. You see, healing doesn't mean that you never spiral. It means that you don't stay there. And in this video from 2022, you'll see me dysregulated, and then you'll see me bring myself back. That's emotional mastery. That's nervous system work in real time. And that for me has been the difference between staying stuck in the suffering of survival mode and learning how to transform and build a bridge to thrive. And if you've ever wondered, why do I still get triggered even though I know better? This one's for you. And this is also the work that I do inside my signature method. We don't bypass spirals. We learn how to move through them. It's about learning emotional intelligence and mastery. If you're tired of knowing the patterns, but still feeling stuck in freeze, I've created and teach a blueprint for that. One that I live and walk every day. Because yes, hi, future Candice here. It's 2026 and I still get triggered, and I still have spinouts. The difference is I don't stay stuck in them and I come back out of them a lot faster than I used to. And that's why I share what I'm sharing. Because as someone that had all 10 adverse childhood experiences and then decades of more piled on top of that, when I finally had a safe space to start unpacking everything and learning how to grow through the grief and the heartbreak instead of giving up, that's when it all started making more sense for me. And my human self and soul's purpose isn't to just walk that path and just be like, oh, okay, well, that was fun. Now I know better. No, it's my calling to share and embody and be a role model for others of what it looks like to go from ACE to grace. ACE is the adverse childhood experiences. Grace is you learn to live even within those spirals and find thriving. And you start unraveling the patterns and heal those attachment wounds and all the 7+ layers that lay underneath this iceberg of the maladaptive coping. Because under that's where the real work is done. So this is going to be a really candid and real-time wounded healer style. Anyway, as a wounded healer, as a transformational coach, as someone that's living with a lot of trauma,
there's a lot of times where I'm sitting here and I literally feel like my head is spinning, and I find myself saying, just stop, 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 just please stop. Anyone else understand that? It's that intersection where you realize you can see the patterns, and yet you're in freeze mode again. And then there's the awareness of curiosity of, is this how it's always going to be? Because this is why I've struggled to stay present. Like, I see my gift in this, but the challenges overweigh those some days, and I feel all alone as an entrepreneur. Solopreneur, I guess they call it. Because I work out of my house, I'm by myself, I spend a lot of time alone. I don't know, they say a confused mind says no, and my mind is just, and it's very triggering because it's the same shit that I went through as a kid. Like, so yeah, I'll do what I do. I'll take my self-care into action, and I'll pull myself out of it by being love and seeing the bigger picture. But there is those moments that it's just like, fuck, can I just get a break? Can I just find that sweet spot and stay there for a minute? Because, like, I'm tired. Like, it's been 50 years of this, and I'm tired. I'm ready for the full bliss life where I'm not just being okay with being a little not okay, because I wake up in a life that I can find the gratitude for, but it's not exactly where I want to be, where I see myself being, and where I've worked my ass off to get to. And that's the frustrating part. And that makes me feel like a failure and an imposter, but I know I have value, and I know I have a lot of great wisdom to share. It's just all of this sometimes gets in the way and makes me feel.
What you've just watched, that's the work. Not bypassing the spiral, not pretending to be unshakable, but learning how to move from freeze into clarity.
Shadow work. It's that moment where you realize your inner being is angry, and you have spent your whole life fighting the rage, and then you work through said rage thinking you've gone through it, and then something happens that makes you doubt that, makes you not feel like you're where you thought you were, where you think what you have isn't, well, maybe that's not what I want. But then you're confused because you're like, what is it that I want? If all of this reality is what it is, and a lot of it's fear and control and power of others, then that's not my playground. Like, so maybe I should just stay in my cave. Yeah. That's about accurate, I'd say. The human experience is complex. It is ineffable. It's exhausting and can be very confusing. But the one thing that I know for sure is when I find things that I love and each right now, no matter how crappy I perceive my surroundings in that moment to be, I can find the bliss in that moment. Because it really does seem to be when you're in your passion and your purpose and you're present is when you can create bliss. But when you sit and focus on what was wrong, it keeps you spinning out. But when you start getting curious about why is this happening for me, because if you saw in my first video, I was not doing so hot, and I was really like, I was uncentered and unbalanced. And now I'm able to, like I said, I've worked through it by asking those questions and speaking out loud my truth on this video, raw and real, in real time. Because look, it's, early in the morning. I think it's 7 o'clock, and I've only been up an hour, so I haven't showered or done any of that. And usually I would mask and not share this because I didn't want people to see me this way, because I fear judgment, because I fear rejection and abandonment. But I don't care anymore. Like, I already feel invisible, so what the hell have I got to lose?
Where's all my survivors who want to become thrivers at? Who wants help healing all that unprocessed pain? Perhaps maybe a new blueprint to thrive from? Epic love, safety, and belonging awaits from this new blueprint.
I'm opening a small founding circle for the ACE to Grace program. A reduced investment in an intimate container, a sacred safe space for women who are done surviving and ready to build a new nervous system blueprint. If you've been seeing the patterns but still getting stuck in them, this is the work. And you will be in this founding round, and you will help refine this final manuscript and framework before publication. If you feel aligned, the details are below. Now, this isn't for everyone. It's for the ones ready to become. I'll see you on the inside. Thank you.
She'll be hard to love at first, but give her grace. Let your patience fill her thirst. She really wants to love you, but her heart's been so mishandled, she can barely tell a lie from the truth. It's been a life lived like a Hollywood scandal. You'll need to be easygoing and flexible, listen without judgment, or be transactional. It'll be a challenge to make her feel special because the wolf has left her skeptical. Her mind is a jungle of landmines, her brain left in states of dialectical dissonance, hypercritical, always looking for a wolf, cloaked in sheep's wool, seeking to feast on her unconditional love, disguising love but incapable, instead giving unrequited love and words so cruel. The day she realized the wolf's game, she removed access to her for fuel. Now she's dancing with her own soul, giving independence and healing the twirl. But she still remembers the way she was betrayed and so easily swayed and played a fool. She wants to love you, yes, and indeed she's a deep pull. But first, she needs to see consistent actions from you. Treat her with respect. Honor her boundaries. Be patient. You can't be a lead in this dance. She's giving you a chance. After all, she lost hope in one true romance. Love After an Unrequited Fool by Candice J. Frazier. Pondering this thought of if I would have known this before, of how amazing it is and how simple it is to harvest my own joy by realizing that your truth will set you free and how that really works. Like, anyone else have that awareness? Because, wow, I'm 50 years young and realize that. I am Candice.
Thanks for joining me on this adventure. Stay tuned for the next episodes. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and turn your bell notifications so you can traverse the next trail with me. Stay sovereign, stay self-sourced, and remember, your home is where your heart is.